Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pankaj from Singapore. I work for Agency for Science, Technology and Research, and we have been working on TV white space technology. So TV white space is nothing about TV. It's the frequency band which is going to be, which are either unused or going to be more available in the TV band. That's it. So it's a wireless technology. So now we are going for a spin-off from A-Star to form a company called Y-Space. So basically, I'm going to cover these contents about smart city concept. I think I should skip this because it has been already discussed a lot, and I don't again want to argue on 30 billion, 50 billion, 100 billion. It's already there in the. So I'm going to discuss about how Singapore is successful as a smart nation so far, and how we are building it, what is TV white space technology, and how TV white space is helping to build the smart nation successfully. So let me skip all these smart city informations. Okay, so what are the challenges for global? What are the global challenges for smart city? The urban density is increasing, the aging population is increasing from, it's going to be 2 billion people more than 60 years old by 2050. Healthcare is going to be another problem. By 2025, more than 800 million people will be more than 65 years old. Mobility is going to be very bad, in very bad situation. By 2050, the transportation is going to be 3 times for the existing situation now, and it is going to stand still all the cities. And the energy requirement by 2025 is going to increase by 37%. So Singapore is the first smart nation coming up, where we are building the whole ecosystem. We are building up the multinational. We have more than 7,000 MNCs. We have numerous startups. We are spending a lot on R&D. So far, we plan to spend $41 billion in a decade. Again, this is Singapore dollars on the startups and on the technology, on the R&D. So the possibilities of smart nation include the healthcare, the integrated public systems where everything is connected with technology. We are doing integrated city planning. We are doing urban living using mobility. We are also doing safety and security, which is the most primarily things for the citizen. And some of the things we are building is we are building next generation port, which is going to be the smartest port in the world by 2030. We are using the technology for collecting the smart bins. Once it is almost full, the cleaning guy will come and he will remove the smart bin, the bin, and then we are building the iCollect kiosk where people will go, they renew their passports within 5 minutes. Again, we are developing our own autonomous vehicles. We have 2 institutions working on autonomous vehicles. One is NUS, National Institute of Singapore, and others, A-Star also has their own autonomous vehicle. So this is used for covering the last 500 meters from your doorstep to the metro station or to the bus stop. Some people say whether it's possible to build the autonomous cars, whether it will be successful or not. Let's go back to 50 years back when there were lifts. Lifts cannot operate without an operator. It's the same concept. Later, the SMRT or the metros they were using drivers. Now, most of the metro systems are driverless. Similarly, it is going to be driverless cars because we all are so stressed with our emails, with other office work. We want to spend our quality 1 hour traveling time clearing our emails and other stuffs. So it is going to be really successful once we have this driverless cars. We are also building the smart street lights, which will have the solar power panels, will have Wi-Fi APs, will equip cameras and environmental sensors on the smart light, and also we provide the video feeds for the traffic congestion and other things. And we will also have the EV charging for charging the motors and cars on the street lights, and we will have adaptive lighting depending on the requirement. It will do the lighting. We are also working on the wearable technologies for connecting to the business, to the manufacturing, for the Alzheimer patients. Once the Alzheimer patient is out of the home, he don't know how to reach home. So the family members can help him to trace him where he is and help him to bring him back. Then we are also we are working on the glasses. So smart niche, we are building the ecosystem with industry building, develop IPs, and build the manpower using the 8 pillars. These are the 8 pillars: urban mobility, environment, district management, healthcare, logistics, manufacturing, energy and sustainability, retail and advertising. So we are using the Smart Nation operating system platform and also the communication and sensor networks for that. So again, communication and sensors become important part. We are talking of smart city or smart nation. It's a pervasive connectivity. The connectivity can be in Singapore we have national broadband network, which is using fiber, which is used for the backhaul. Then we have wireless ZSG. Wherever you go, you get free Wi-Fi. We have Smart Nation platform to get the connectivity to the sensors. And we also are working on HATNet. HATNet is for seamless transfer of the connectivity or the handshake from one platform to another platform. So all these need wireless, except for the NBN. All need the wireless spectrum. Spectrum is becoming a scarcity. So, and this will hinder the smart city development in future. It's not only the connectivity; it's the congestion. Congestion is increasing. We did some survey and found that you go to any shopping mall, the connectivity is very poor. The download is very poor. But for smart city, it's not download; it's upload. Upload is going to be worse than download. So, and this one, today we are just increasing our wireless connectivity at the range of with the CAGR of 66%. Only with the mobile, our tablets. We are not talking of the future. Future is going to explode. You see, again, same thing: 30 billion, 50 billion, 100 billion, or 1.3 billion devices to be connected. So, looking at it, you see the supply is, we have a crunch on the supply, it's limited, but the demand is increasing exponentially. So there is going to be a point here where the demand for spectrum will outpace supply in the next few years. We have to cater for this. So Singapore admitted this problem. So our Minister of Communication and Industry, Dr. Yaqub Ibrahim, he came up with the master plan for 2025 where he released TV white space. So Singapore became the second country in the world to open up TV white space. We came up with the regulations, and we are given 189 megahertz of free spectrum, which can be used as in whenever it is in demand. So it is not allocated to anybody. It is based on the use or on the sharing basis. Or it's also called dynamic spectrum sharing. So if today you need to transmit any information, you need to go to the regulatory for the frequency. For Hong Kong, you go to OFTA, you say, I need 5 megahertz. They will say, no, sorry, we don't have 5 megahertz. It's already 100% allocated. But we did some survey at many places. We did some survey in Singapore. We found actual usage is only 6.5% in any location on an average at any time. So 100% allocated, only 6.5% usage. This is Singapore, but you go to any places like that. Manhattan is the highest utilization, which is 15%. This is today. Once we go from analog to digital, the spectrum requirement is going to be smaller, and there is going to be big chunk of spectrum available. So that means spectrum is available, but you cannot use it because it's allocated to somebody else. So that's the idea behind TV white space. You use it whenever it is on demand. Whenever it is required, you use it. Otherwise, you don't use it. So this is called the sharing of spectrum. The idea is same as using Uber for sharing economy for transportation, Airbnb, sharing economy for accommodation. Similarly, TV white space is the sharing economy for the usage of spectrum. And this is going to be a radical shift in communication industry from allocated to the sharing spectrum. So the key benefits of TV white space is it's license exempted in most of the places. It got a long range. It is globally harmonized. It has got larger bandwidth, 189 megahertz in Singapore. USA and UK have even larger bandwidths, and it has got better wall penetration, so it can penetrate for longer distance, even with the obstructions. So it's not any application or technology, it's a platform on which you can build many applications, like you can use it for extended range of Wi-Fi, you can use it for building the private network, surveillance cameras, home networking, sensor networking, smart grid, backhauls, rural communication. So all these applications can be built on this TV white space platform. So there is a global momentum. The worldwide regulations are opening up. So far, US was the first one, then Singapore, then UK and Canada already have the regulations in place. Other countries like Indonesia, Philippines, India, some countries in Africa, they are okay for the trial licenses. And once trial licenses are successful, this will help to regulate the TV white space. There are many trials and demos happened so far, and there are a lot of permanent deployment. Singapore is leading, US is leading, then Philippines has one whole island completely connected through TV white space, and there are many other places who are running the demos and trials now. So TV white space can be used as the enabler for the smart cities. You can connect all these verticals: communication, industry, research, tourism, logistics, all through, and they can communicate through the wireless, and later after that they can have a link with the fiber, or you can use any other technology, but TV white space is going to be one of the key technologies. So why again I would say it's not only one technology which is going to help in building the smart cities. It's the combination of, it's a hybrid technologies. You have to use Wi-Fi, you have to use 3G, 4G, you have to use Bluetooth, you have to use even fiber and TV white space, and whenever it is required. So we did a comparison, and we found that TV white space is good for, it's cheaper version, and then the coverage is longer and the latency is slow compared to other technologies. Then we did a comparison between 3G and TV white space also. So in Singapore, we found that for 3G, you need to pay $40 per month. For TV white space, almost free. The maximum speed of 3G is 4.8 megabit per second download and 1.3 megabit per second upload, whereas TV white space is 13.5 megabit per second. And the worst case speed is 0.6 megabit per second for 3G, and for TV white space is 1.5 megabit per second. So these are some data from Singtel in Singapore. So we did it. Singapore, this TV white space is good for the OPEX. If you compare it with any of the public network like 3G, 4G, you see that capex is lower because the deployment is already in place, but the OPEX increases because you have to pay for the subscription for each device. And once we are talking of billions of devices, you can imagine how much money we are going to pay as subscription. Whereas for the TV white space, the capex is going to be higher because you have to deploy the new system, but the OPEX will be much lower because you don't have to pay the subscription fees, you don't have to pay the licensing fees to the regulator. So remember I mentioned about these 8 pillars. So I'll show how TV white space has helped to address the needs of these 8 pillars to build a smart nation. For energy and sustainable system, we use it for smart metering in Singapore as middle mile and last mile communication link. For retail and advertising, we use TV white space as backhaul in Gardens by the Bay, which became very popular, and a lot of visitors come there and they take pictures and send it to the family members. Then for the healthcare, we deployed it in the area which is known for very poor people in Singapore, and also we used it in Bohol Island in Philippines. For district management, we use it for video surveillance for the crowded area. We use it for industrial safety and industrial security, and also we use it for the city planning for the housing development estates and other places. We also used TV white space for the ITS intelligent transport link, for junction safety, for metros, for getting the Wi-Fi. We use it heavily in logistics. Logistic industry has many problems because it's a cluttered environment and most of the wireless technologies don't work there. But TV white space so far has been working well, and we are working on some of the projects in Singapore ports to use TV white space to address some of their problems. We also used TV white space to build the nationwide infrastructure for private network, and we also use it for environment, to use it in national parks. Not only Singapore, we are using TV white space in India also. India is opening up TV white space, and they come up with 20 smart cities. So out of 22 cities in Andhra Pradesh, Kakinada and Visakhapatnam are using TV white space. And this new state, they are building their new capital, Amaravati, and this capital also is going to use TV white space as infrastructure, communication infrastructure. And we also had this trial in Hong Kong last year, where we installed our device at Henry's office in 6W, and we were having a mobile van, and it covered almost 90% of the science park here. So we can use TV white space to build the whole infrastructure for many requirements, like for schools, hospitals, national for parks, for maritime communication, for smart grid, for junction safety and other things. So it's just a way we have to define how TV white space can be beneficial to our deployments. So Singapore has applied TV white space to build the smart nation, and I'm sure Hong Kong also can use the same because of the same demography. So the conclusion is a smart city require good communication infrastructure, especially wireless communication. Cellular-based communications is not fully suited for smart city application because it's going to be very, very expensive. You have to pay the subscription charges for every devices. Once we talk of again million and million devices, it's going to be very, very expensive. So you need to use TV white space to build the infrastructure, and this can benefit. TV white space has range and the penetration benefit, which can utilize the scarce spectrum resources. So TV white space has been proven in designing few smart cities and smart nation in Singapore. So I'm sure Hong Kong also can leverage upon it. And if once TV white space is opened by OFTA in Hong Kong, you can definitely benefit from it. Thanks.